Hello again, everyone. Edwin Learnard back once again. In this YouTube astrological segment, I'm going to be dissertating and talking about having an Aquarius Sun and an Aries Ascendant in a natal chart. Now, these signs are compatible by sign. They are both masculine signs, meaning that they're both extroverted and gregarious and sociable. You have Aquarius Sun, where a lot of times they could have that universal friend syndrome, I call it. They could be very friendly, very amiable, very engaging. And you have an Aries Ascendant, can be very outgoing, and they have their real strong, I guess you could say, their extroverted quality. They like to be they like the attention, and they also you have Aquarius Sun, which can often be original and ingenious, and you have Aries Ascendant, which could be pioneering. So you have that commonality right there. They both could be very original in trend setting. This could be a kind of person that might have a very strong ability to do things connected with advancements in modern technology, perhaps, and perhaps innovative thought, and really it's just about getting the Aries rising. Sometimes can be a little bit impatient with perhaps the Sun and Aquarius original ideas, perhaps. Well, anyway, in a natal chart, the Sun sign represents our basic wants, while the rising sign or ascendant can represent the manner or method in which one attains these basic wants. So, Aquarius Sun, well, the basic ones connected with Aquarius Sun can be freedom, friendship, collective, things that are good for the collective good, others doing things in group oriented things, doing things that benefit a large group, maybe things that are even global, being part of a group, reforming, and being progressive, and also being somewhat unique and different is often connected with, I believe, a basic want for the Sun sign Aquarius. Now, having an Aries ascendant, this person might be seeking maybe some kind of attention for, because Aries is like Leo in a way, because of that wanting, I think, for that attention, that notoriety, that recognition. The difference is Leo, I think, naturally, kind of gets that almost automatically, and Aries has to kind of sometimes work for it a little more, and really is about seeking it strongly. You look at this, and perhaps the one or more of the Aquarius basic wants that I described before may be done perhaps through the Aries rising courage, through their fortitude. They might go about these Aquarius basic wants perhaps in a very assertive and aggressive manner. It could be in a way where they really have to fight for certain things. If there's something connected with the reform that I was telling you about with the Aquarius Sun sign basic wants, they're the type that would be willing to fight for these things, fight for their original ideas, perhaps to be accepted. I don't mean necessarily a fist fight, but you know what I'm saying. Being able to stand up for what they believe, as far as the Aquarius Sun basic ones, and really, and also it can be where perhaps one or more of these Aquarius basic ones may be done through perhaps an Aries career-like field. Perhaps maybe the friendships that they seek to attain may be met in perhaps like the military, maybe through some firefighting group or law enforcement. It could be connected with competition. Maybe this person is very competitive with his or her friends. It could indicate that maybe they attain as far as the things that I talked about with the Aquarius Sun basic wants, maybe things that are, as far as their friendships, being part of groups. It could be something where they want to be like that leader in that humanitarian group, or that if there's some kind of, say, for example, there's some global awareness group, this could be a person having Aries Ascendant, might be the one to initiate a group, such as a Facebook group, for example, might be that one that wants to be the leader. It's just the one thing about this combination, as I stated earlier in the video, is that, okay, Aquarius Sun could be very progressive and be very futuristic and looking ahead to the future. Now, Aries Rising is often in a hurry to get things done. Aries Rising might want to push for these Aquarian Sun basic ones and these things connected with things that are original or what have you. But the thing about it is Aries Rising might not have the patience to follow through a lot of these things. So it's important to make sure to just have the persistence and staying power with it, I think, with this, as far as this combination goes. So anyway, people, it's important to look at the aspect, if any, that is made between the Sun in Aquarius and the Aries Ascendant. This can indicate how these energies may integrate or not integrate as well. Now, let's say you have a sextile aspect between the Aquarius Sun and the Aries Ascendant. Well, for example, let's say the Aquarius Sun is at 10 degrees and the Aries Ascendant is at 12 degrees. That would be positive and auspicious, and yes, they are compatible by sign, but if you have a sextile aspect, this would even be more flowing and would have an even better integration than otherwise indicated. Now, however, you can have an out-of-sign square aspect take place as well. Let's say the Aquarius Sun is at 2 degrees and you have an Aries Ascendant at 28 degrees. Well, that would be adverse and adversarial. And even though you have the compatibility by sign, you may still have a little tension and exasperation, a conflict of the energies, because it is a negative aspect. And even if the person is not cognizant of his or her astrological placements, there could be a feeling of perhaps being misconstrued or misunderstood by others due to the fact that what is being projected outwardly may be strongly different than what is going on inside, at least according to how the person may feel. Now, this could be also, and it could lead to those feelings of some inner tension and exasperation. Now, you could also have a semisextile aspect take place, which is a minor aspect, and it's like the sextile which I described before. However, it is modified and not as strong. It's still a positive blending, but it's not as strong, as intense as the sextile. For example, if you had Aquarius Sun at 29 degrees and an Aries Ascendant at 0 degrees, that would form a semisextile aspect. You could also have a semi-square aspect take place, which is a minor negative aspect, and it's like a modified version of the square. It's not as strong, as intense as the square, but it's similar, but it's just not as strong as the square aspect. Let's say you have an Aquarius Sun at 21 degrees and an Aries Ascendant at 6 degrees. Well, that would form a semi-square aspect, and I call that slightly adverse or adversarial. You'd still have what I described in the square aspect, but it just would be a little bit less intense. So anyway, it's important to look at the house placement of the Aquarius Sun, because even though the Aries Ascendant, because it's dominant as far as the outer demeanor goes and how others may see us, it's still, the Aquarius Sun may still come out at least somewhat prominently in that particular house that it resides in. Now, let's say the Aquarius Sun is posited in the 10th house. Well, this can indicate that strong humanitarian nature may come out, that friendliness, that originality and ingenuity may come out in matters, and come out in matters pertaining to the career, to their livelihood, perhaps in their public image, being that maverick, perhaps being seen as different by kind of unique and original by others. And let's say the Sun in Aquarius is in the 11th house. Well, that would almost that would pretty much give like kind of a double emphasis of Aquarius, because the 11th house does correspond with the zodiac sign Aquarius, and this person might show that strong humanitarian instincts and that friendliness, being amiable, being very progressive in terms of their aspirations, their goals, and these energies might come out strongly with their friends and with their matters with their acquaintances as well, and how they may see them. Well, if the Sun in Aquarius is posited in the 12th house, well, this could indicate that the energy might be dissipated a little more because the 12th house is a cadet house, and I think especially the 12th house, the energies of the planets can have certain stronger limitations and restrictions. So I don't on the other side, the Aquarian energy may come out though in matters connected maybe with spirituality, the metaphysical, in solitude, in seclusion, and behind the scenes efforts. Well, anyway, people, that'll conclude this YouTube astrological segment for having the Sun in Aquarius and an Aries Ascendant in a natal chart. And stay tuned next time, where I'll be dissertating and talking about having an Aquarius Sun and a Taurus Ascendant in a natal chart. Two things I want to get with you on before I head out. Firstly, the stars may impel but do not compel. And secondly, never isolate any single astrological element, aspect, planetary placement, position, configuration, influence, or what have you, and make an analysis of a person, astrologically speaking, based on this alone. Because astrologically speaking, the person is the sum of all their components in their natal chart, and not just one. Until next time, people, stay well.